What is up, guys? Kane here, and in this one we have a new hero called Melias or Melias. I don't really know how to pronounce this particular hero well, but in this pack, like always, a new hero comes out. We have a pack to purchase it, or we can acquire it for free about 1 month and a week or so after this particular pack ends. So let's talk about whether or not this pack is worth it. I mean, that it's pay to win, we're not gonna touch on that topic or so. It's pretty much self explanatory, or rather already. But is it worth your 30 bucks? So, like always, they have a ton of packs that you are able to acquire. And in terms of the amount that you're spending in majority of these packs, like even I think they removed the others. Like for example, these packs or so, or these ones. In this one, you acquire 30 bucks, and of course, you get a few quests that you need to do to get additional stuff. So, before or a long time ago, whenever a new hero came out, they didn't really have these quests, or these quests didn't actually give good materials, or good in terms of like that it would be kind of worth it to get her. Now, as you can see, you get experience, which is kind of useful depending which stage of the game you're at, but experience is always, and I do mean always, welcome. You get new materials for all the new features that you have. You get Tech Rush as well, you get Cosmic Badge stuff, and of course, you get premium advanced materials as well. Now it is a little bit easier to get them through multiple of events that they have added, but this wasn't very easy to get a long time ago. And of course, you have even better packs to get them. So if you're just getting this particular thing for premium advanced materials, I'm not sure if it's worth it. I think you can get a little bit more if you buy that specific pack. However, as you can see, you get a ton of different rewards, as well as you get a Divine Prism, which is a random one. You cannot select this, but a prism of this sort kind of costs, I think, about the cheapest, think 14,000 Linari, from 10 to 14,000 in Forest Claim, or of course if you're somewhat lucky. So now you kind of get it for free. So with all of those rewards and somewhat an achievement based reward as well, along with like a ton of other mats, this pack kind of becomes worth it for the price you're spending in the game. The thing is, there are a ton of packs that you can purchase, and all of those packs will not meet these rewards that you are able to get right now from this particular thing. Again, I'm not like sponsored or so to say this, but pretty much in terms of spending money, this for the moment is likely the best place for your buck if you're just spending money on the game. Of course, if you have the subscriptions or so already. So let's touch on the hero and, of course, talk about her abilities, and whether she will be kind of useful. Now, this hero in that 30 bucks, regardless if you're purchasing for the hero, usually, personally, like I would think the hero is just a bonus. Like that sort of a pack for 30 bucks is actually pretty decent even without a hero. And that's like quite a lot of said in terms of what other packs they're actually selling right now. So abilities, Wild Charge unlocks the Warmth system, which increases it with basic attacks. Melias gains 2 with each basic attack after reaches a particular amount. Consumes more than half to overload. And then she like charges in front of her enemies, doing damage along the way. So basically, she's just like a backline damage dealer with the ability to just go into the enemy backline, do some damage, and come back to her place. That kind of stops her DPS because she's gonna be traveling. I have not actually seen her in PvP. I think I've had her once, but I didn't really notice her. So we're just gonna check one of the PvPs and see which one it was. So, first ability wears a precision eyepiece. When dealing damage, Wild Charge has a percent to inflict precise target. Reduce evade chance, which I don't know if that's good. Evade chance was not really always that good, so it's kind of questionable. Because even archers got like 500% accuracy or so. Consumes worth every few seconds, launches missiles in the range. Basically, I think frontline right now, every time missile is launched, at a random enemy, dealing damage equal, increases the damage it deals to enemy heroes. So this is pretty good. This ability right here, saying the damage with the bullet deals oh yeah, increases. For some reason I thought this would decrease, but no, it increases the damage to heroes, which is again pretty good. And she may kind of do damage to heroes or so in the future when you get her research going, but that is still a question mark. So she her board creates heat waves, dealing damage. While charge has a percent chance to inflict overheat, reducing their healing effect received. So this one is also pretty good. But I think at level 9 this turns to like 18 to 20%. Now it depends how it removes it, but then again, like this would, I don't know. I mean, if it would increase by 2%, likely I could say this is kind of good. If it increases by 1%, this is like, I don't know how many enemies she's gonna hit, but this skill, it depends really. Personally, I would think it's not that useful. Consumes 3 warmth every 5 seconds. Next basic attack generates traction device. Has an effective radius of 4, where the attack lands, pulling the enemies within range strongly towards it and dealing area damage. Now this is somewhat of a decent ability when facing the enemy stall side. If an enemy has an overheat marked, the enemy will explode when they're pulled, receiving area damage in a 1.5 tile radius. So this is a pretty decent area damage from what I see. So it increases the warmth you consume every 5. What the hell? Like, did you see it went from 3 to 6 in just one level? So I assume in friggin' higher level ones, it's gonna consume like what, friggin' like 20, 30 of this every 5 seconds. She doesn't really do that many attacks in 5 seconds to even generate for this. What? Explosive mag. Melias adds implosion gunpowder, which makes her basic attacks deal additional damage percent of her attack to a rectangular area of the target. Each basic attack recovers 1 warmth. So now this ability increases her generation. Now that really depends. Currently, I only see this as level 1. So I cannot really say how far this goes, and I think this hero has potential as well. So we're just gonna check whenever I find it in one of the battles, and then we can inspect how well this will be. So the ultimate, after constantly improving her gear at the start of battle, Melias gains 15 warmth. The damage of Melias while charge increased by 15. At the start of the battle. So basically this is just an ability to grant more damage in the beginning in terms of the area damage, pulling her charging into the backline and so on. I mean, I like the way she looks in the anime version of the anniversary, but since I'm not focusing rogues and it's gonna take a long time for me to do that, for me personally and mage users, the only reason why you would pick her is likely for the traction, which the area damage would kind of mean quite a bit. Now, I'm kind of, I don't know, I kind of forgot which of the battles I actually found her. I think it was this one, yeah, 69. So this person used this. I'm not sure if this is that good. This hero is new, but let's check her abilities. So he has this ability at level 5, Overheat. We're just gonna check one moment. So each basic attack recovers 8 warmth. So in 5 seconds, she likely would be able to generate so much to actually keep this particular one up every single time. Because this, as you can see, it just goes to friggin', I don't know, to the moon with the amount it actually requires. This one generates a lot more. So let's check potential. So she has what? Physical damage. This is good. Attack speed. This is attack value. She has crit damage, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think overall this is a pretty good potential for her to do damage. Then we have potential improvement on the board after constantly improving her gear. Gains 40 warmth, which kind of is huge, and deals damage while charge is increased by 47 and deals damage in a larger area. So it really depends what kind of an area she does the damage in, so this could actually be not too shabby. However, you have a decision to make with the explosive mag, and it kind of raises the recovery of the warmth. So honestly, this is like a few times better in my opinion, because this hero in general is just based on like the production of the warmth, and if you don't have that and it's not as good, you're losing out on a ton of DPS. So precision IPs increases your crit rates after charging. Well, as a level 1, if this doesn't raise, I think this is not too good. And then you have this, when dealing damage. Well, this turns from 40% to 90%, so just because it adds more than double of the percentage, I would think that this is the better of the two abilities. But again, it depends how far this one raises, because level 1 is pretty hard to say. And then we have Wild Bullets. Consumes 16 warmth, basically the same stuff as the other one. Every time launched, one additional missile is launched with precise target equal to the same amount of percent. When additional missile lands a crit, it deals additional damage of the enemy's current health. So now it depends, because this one says it actually does damage based on HP, but it's not true damage, so this can be resisted by the friggin' resistances, and likely majority of the damage doesn't really do that much. Now to heroes, it likely does quite a lot, since there are not a lot of features to raise their resistances, but in terms of like the army in general, I don't think that she does that much damage. And then, of course, we have Overload Traction. So it consumes the same amount of warmth. Each explosion caused by the mark increases range and damage of the next traction by 10%, up to 50. Now, this is actually pretty good. The thing is, this hero on its own can actually counter, I think, the skeleton AI, which is like going around and actually invading your backline. But then it depends how you place it, where you use it. If you use it on your stall side, it can save your buffers from those skeletons. If you're using it on your burst versus a stall side, you will likely clear the enemy stall side quicker, because mages like Valerie, Avril will have an easier time targeting more frontline all the friggin' time, just because of this one particular ability. You know, like pulling the army together, getting more damage done, more debuffs stacked on them, and stuff like that. So, as a hero, I don't think that she does a ton of damage. As a hero, I think she is a pretty good, let's say, crowd control, at least from what I kind of seen right now. So let's see where she is placed. She is placed on her stall side. So as you can see, I've of course lost this fight. So we're not gonna check in terms of what she done, but we're gonna check some of her abilities. Now I have to turn the graphics on. to actually rather see what she is going to do, because I'm pretty dead certain that we're not gonna see any of the effects. So brace yourself, this is probably gonna be extremely laggy though. So my replays going into here, trying it out. Let's see. One moment. Okay, 0.5. All right, so this is like what, 2 frames per second right now. So she's doing the attacks. She fires a lot of the missiles. She flies right now towards the front line. I didn't actually see how far she had flown. I think she flew to the front line and then back. But let's see if we can actually see her do it again. The hell? She just flew. What? What the hell? What? What? What was that? She literally flew sideways, not even towards my front line. She did some attacks and she went back. So she flew straight into the front line. So the ability is actually pretty garbage. The thing is, I thought that her ability literally goes from this place right here to this place right here where my Mako is. So regardless of this particular hero being level 69, my Mako is like level 52, I think. So she would be able to go and kill this Mako right here, even Gan. But her ability has a range, likely, and that range is so friggin' small that if you place her in the backline and not close to the front line, she's never gonna charge into the enemy backline. And as you can see from this place right here, she just went near the Fenris Wolf, or she just went straight into the front line. So she doesn't have invincibilities, and she can easily just be killed by area damage or mages or stuff like that. So it's actually extremely risky to put her in places where she likely could be useful. So as a hero goes, pretty much the only reason why you would want her is likely for the ability for her to crowd control the army so you can kill it quicker. In terms of damage, it's a risk. Like if you place her closer to the front line, perhaps she can invade further into the enemy backline. But that's not what the ability kind of said. I think it said in a line. Let's just quickly recheck one of her abilities. Wild Charge. Thrusters to charge towards the target direction, dealing damage along the way. So it goes towards her target or target direction. So it's RNG based and it probably doesn't go that far. I mean, this kind of looks like a hero with a pretty useless AI. So I'm pretty sure that's like, the thing is, we kind of assume Palace to be good. It had like some sort of similar mechanics with pulling and stuff, but Palace kind of deemed to be pretty useless, even with huge attack increases, at least in my own stage, and pretty much almost nobody uses except very late game people who have a ton of research in there. But even then, it's questionable whether or not Palace is useful than a lot of other previous DPS in terms of rogues. So this one probably has some use, especially with the pulling. It was really hard to see that pulling. I didn't actually notice it at all. So the charge was actually god-awfully useless as the AI goes. So I'm not sure if this hero essentially would be a pretty much a very use in terms of the formations in the game. Honestly, as a hero goes, I think they had a good idea with this hero, but then the portraying of that idea was actually pretty bad. Because, I mean, if this hero just randomly invades the backline, this hero would actually be pretty overpowered and friggin' awesome. But since this hero doesn't invade the backline, or you have to place her so friggin' close to front line that she can die in an instant from random area damage or whatever, or CC, or just, a lot of things can actually kill a rogue which is very close to frontline at the stage where I'm at. So pretty questionable, but yeah, that's my opinion in terms of this particular hero, the pack, and whether or not it is actually worth to buy it. Do let me know in the comments down below what kind of tests you have done, whether or not this hero invades the backline, and whether or not you find this particular hero useful. And if you do have some replays, do send me them in terms of PMs in game or Moontree chat so I can recheck and maybe do another video on this hero. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. As well as if you would wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that. And in return, I would be able to help you out more individually in terms of formations, PvP, events, and stuff like that. As well as I would like to thank all of my patrons for the support. I really appreciate it for your subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.